would not.
I couldn't say that.
This idea of this movie being made for the theater, did you go see it with like a...
What if everything you thought you knew about Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes was a lie? Imagine a Hollywood marriage that seemed picture-perfect, only to unravel in one of the most shocking divorces in entertainment history. But behind the headlines, there's more. Secrets, power struggles, and a hidden battle for control that no one saw coming. From explosive legal moves to covert decisions that would change their lives forever, the truth about their split goes far deeper than you can imagine. And what about the millions at stake? How did Katie go from being trapped in Tom's shadow to taking full control of her life and her fortune? With luxury mansions, private jets, and buried scandals, this is a story of wealth, betrayal, and survival like no other. Stay tuned, because what happens next will leave you questioning everything. At 46, Katie Holmes has finally broken her silence, exposing the dark reality of her marriage to Tom Cruise and the terrifying grip Scientology had on her life. This is the story of a young woman who once had the world at her feet, acting alongside Hollywood's biggest names, starring in one of the most iconic TV shows of the 1990s, and living a life that seemed to be a fairy tale. But behind closed doors, Katie's life was far from a dream. It was a nightmare she's only now ready to reveal. From secret calls to Nicole Kidman, burner phones, to being watched by Scientology spies, Katie's personal life became a web of fear, secrecy, and control. After years of silence, she's ready to expose the truth, and what she shares will shake you to your core. Katie grew up in Toledo, Ohio, the youngest of 5 children in a devout Catholic family. Even before Hollywood, she stood out. At Notre Dame Academy, she excelled academically, maintaining a perfect 4.0 GPA while also participating in theater and extracurriculars. But it wasn't just her smarts that made her stand out. Katie's natural beauty and charm were impossible to ignore. When she scored 1310 on her SATs, her future seemed clear. Her father, a lawyer and former basketball player, envisioned her becoming a doctor. But Katie's heart was already set on something else. A summer photography course at Columbia University was as close as she would come to pursuing a traditional academic career. It all began in 1992 when she was just 14. Katie signed up for a local modeling school, which eventually led her to the International Modeling and Talent Association competition in New York. That was the turning point. Katie didn't have acting experience, but she had something better. Raw talent. Immediately after the competition, she was signed by a talent agent. It wasn't long before she filmed her first audition tape at home, where her mother read the other lines while Katie performed. That simple tape would change everything. Soon after, Katie landed her first role in Ang Lee's The Ice Storm, a film starring Kevin Kline and Sigourney Weaver. Even before finishing high school, Katie was thrust into the world of Hollywood, acting alongside seasoned professionals. But it wasn't until 1997 that everything really changed. That was the year she auditioned for a new TV show called Dawson's Creek, where she was cast as the unforgettable Joey Potter. Her audition tape, recorded in her basement, was a quiet, heartfelt monologue from To Kill a Mockingbird, a scene that would later define her as one of the most beloved characters in TV history. Dawson's Creek premiered in 1998, and Katie became a household name. As Joey, she portrayed a smart, stubborn girl dealing with real-life issues, like the loss of her mother and her father's arrest. Katie's performance was raw, real, and resonated with millions. Joey's relationship with Pacey Witter became one of the most talked-about TV couples of the 2000s. Meanwhile, across the country, Tom Cruise was making his own mark in Hollywood. Born in 1962 in Syracuse, New York, Tom's life was far from easy. By the age of 14, he had already attended 15 different schools, constantly moving due to his father's unstable career. The childhood trauma and instability left a deep mark on him. Tom's father, Thomas Cruise Mapother III, was a harsh and abusive figure in Tom's life, and Tom would later describe him as a merchant of chaos. At 12, Tom's mother took him and his siblings and left their abusive father, starting over in a new place. Tom struggled with dyslexia and low academic performance, which made school a constant challenge. But sports became his escape, until an injury ended his wrestling career. It wasn't until he discovered theater that Tom found his true passion. Tom's breakthrough came in high school when he got the role of Nathan Detroit in Guys and Dolls. That performance lit a spark, and he realized that acting was his true calling. At 18, with the support of his mother and stepfather, Tom made a bold decision. He dropped out of high school, moved to New York City, and took a job as a busboy to support himself while chasing his dream. The odds were stacked against him, but Tom's determination paid off. His big break came when he moved to Los Angeles and soon landed roles in major films. His early career catapulted him to stardom, but it was his role in Top Gun that cemented his place as one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. But as Tom's career soared, Katie's life was about to take an unexpected turn. Their paths crossed in the early 2000s, when Katie was still riding high on the success of Dawson's Creek. What seemed like a dream romance quickly turned into a nightmare. Tom, already a global superstar, was deeply involved in Scientology, and soon Katie was pulled into the world of this controversial religion. Scientology's grip on Tom was legendary, but the pressure on Katie was unimaginable. She found herself isolated from friends, family, and even her own identity. Secret calls to Nicole Kidman, Tom's ex-wife, revealed the extent of the manipulation she was under. Scientology spies monitored her every move. Her world, once full of promise and potential, became a dark prison. Now, years later, Katie Holmes is ready to expose the truth. The woman who once captured the hearts of millions, as Joey Potter has become a symbol of strength, courage, and survival. But what really went on behind closed doors? How did Katie escape the clutches of a marriage that nearly destroyed her? And what was the true cost of living under the shadow of one of Hollywood's most notorious cults? As Katie finally opens up, she's not just telling her side of the story, she's reclaiming her life and her future. Stay tuned, because this is just the beginning of a story that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about Hollywood's elite. As of now, Cruise's estimated net worth stands at around $600 million, largely amassed from his enduring career in Hollywood. His films have earned more than $122 billion globally, and he continues to command major salaries for his roles, particularly in franchises like Mission: Impossible. However, Cruise's financial empire is more than just his acting career. He has made shrewd business moves, including production deals and investments in real estate. But behind the glitz and glamour, there's more than meets the eye. Let's talk about his luxury lifestyle. Cruise owns a fleet of luxury vehicles, from sleek sports cars to high-end SUVs. His car collection includes the likes of a Bugatti Veyron, which is a statement of both his wealth and his love for speed. When it comes to watches, Cruise is known for wearing some of the most prestigious brands in the world, with timepieces that reflect his high status in Hollywood. But his real estate holdings tell an even bigger story. Cruise owns multiple properties, including a stunning estate in Telluride, Colorado, a multi-million-dollar mansion in Beverly Hills, and a sprawling estate in Florida. The total value of his real estate empire is estimated to be over $100 million. His real estate portfolio not only showcases his wealth, but also his commitment to building a long-term legacy. Meanwhile, Katie Holmes's life was always a contrast to Cruz's. She rose to fame as the beloved Joey Potter on Dawson's Creek, becoming a household name and a teen icon. With her understated beauty and relatability, Holmes quickly became a fan favorite, earning nominations for Teen Choice Awards and appearances on the covers of major magazines. But the public only saw one side of her life. Behind closed doors, Holmes was embroiled in one of Hollywood's most controversial relationships with Cruz, a whirlwind romance that shocked the world. Katie's personal life took a drastic turn when she began dating Cruz in 2005, just months after breaking off her engagement to actor Chris Klein. Their relationship moved at lightning speed, culminating in their engagement just 7 weeks after going public with their romance. This sparked both excitement and concern, particularly as Holmes publicly announced her conversion to Scientology, a decision that would significantly alter the course of her life. The media frenzy surrounding their relationship reached a peak when Cruz famously jumped on Oprah's couch in a highly publicized moment that would forever change the public's perception of him. The world was captivated by the seemingly perfect couple, but behind the scenes, there were darker undertones. In 2006, Katie gave birth to their daughter, Suri, whose arrival sparked a media frenzy. The couple kept their child largely out of the public eye for the first 6 months, creating even more curiosity about their private lives. But the most shocking aspect of their marriage was the influence of Scientology, which reportedly played a major role in the dynamics of their relationship. While Cruz had been involved with Scientology since the 1980s, his influence over Holmes was undeniable, and the pressure of being part of such a secretive and controlling organization eventually led to their divorce in 2012. Katie Holmes's decision to leave Tom Cruise and Scientology was a brave one, marking the end of a tumultuous chapter in her life. Cruz's influence within Scientology was undeniable. His connection to the church began when he married actress Mimi Rogers in 1987, who introduced him to the religion. Their marriage lasted only a few years, but it was during this time that Cruz's ties to Scientology deepened. His second marriage to Nicole Kidman was similarly affected by the church. Kidman, like Rogers before her, became increasingly distant from Scientology, which reportedly led to the end of their relationship. The church's control over Cruz's personal life and decisions became even more apparent during his marriage to Holmes, with Holmes later revealing the extent to which Scientology had impacted her life. Despite the turmoil surrounding his personal life, Tom Cruise remains a powerful figure in Hollywood. His success on screen is matched by his impressive financial ventures. Beyond his acting career, Cruise has secured multiple endorsement deals, production ventures, and a stake in various businesses. His financial strategies have consistently allowed him to maintain a level of wealth that few in Hollywood can match. However, his relationship with Scientology remains a defining aspect of his legacy, both professionally and personally. The church has been a source of controversy and criticism, yet Cruz's loyalty to it has never wavered. For Katie Holmes, the story is vastly different. She left behind the bright lights of Hollywood and the shadow of Scientology to focus on her career and her family. Holmes has since rebuilt her career in both television and film, proving that she is more than just the ex-wife of Tom Cruise. She now focuses on producing and directing, and her net worth continues to grow, although it pales in comparison to Cruise's staggering fortune. Holmes's story is one of resilience, A journey from being trapped in a high-profile, controlling marriage to emerging as a strong, independent woman who has regained control of her life. Months later, in 2025, Brooke Shields released her memoir where she recounted the aftermath of this encounter. She revealed that Tom had come to her house to apologize, explaining that he'd felt cornered and lashed out without thinking. While Shields accepted the apology, she admitted it was far from a perfect one. This moment of reflection didn't just expose Tom's public persona. It opened a window into his complex, enduring relationship with Scientology and its leader, David Miscavige, who had been Tom's close confidant for decades. Their bond, forged in the late 1980s, was famously intense. Miscavige had even been Tom's best man at both his marriages, to Nicole Kidman in 1990 and to Katie Holmes in 2006. Inside the church, Tom and Miscavige were described as inseparable, often seen smoking cigars, playing tennis, or even skydiving together. However, not everyone saw this relationship through rose-tinted glasses. Former church members claimed that Miscavige was more interested in Tom's fame and wealth than their actual friendship. The world got an unfiltered look at Cruz's unwavering loyalty to Scientology in January 2008, when a leaked video of him was released online. Shot in 2004, the video showed Tom receiving Scientology's Freedom Medal of Valor. In it, he made sweeping, confident statements, declaring Scientologists as the true experts on the human mind and drug recovery. Set to dramatic mission, impossible music, the video quickly went viral, and the response was swift. The hacker collective Anonymous took aim at Scientology, launching Project Chanology, which led to protests and attacks on the church's websites. Despite attempts by Scientology to erase the video, it became a symbol of Tom's unshakable connection to the church and a turning point in his career. Meanwhile, in his personal life, things were escalating. In April 2005, Tom began dating Katie Holmes, and by June of the same year, Katie shocked the world by announcing that she had converted to Scientology. To many, this sudden change felt like a complete departure from her Catholic upbringing, and her family was deeply troubled by it. Just days later, Tom proposed to Katie, setting the stage for one of the most dramatic celebrity unions ever seen. Their relationship moved at lightning speed, with Katie even attending interviews where Scientology representatives managed the questions, ensuring nothing was said that contradicted the church's teachings. It was clear that Tom's influence on Katie was growing. Despite the immense pressure, Katie secured a divorce settlement that provided her with child support for Suri, ensuring her daughter would be financially protected until she turned 18. However, the true cost of her escape from Scientology went beyond monetary gains. The psychological toll of living under constant surveillance, of feeling trapped in a system that dictated every aspect of her life, had left its scars. Yet, Katie emerged stronger, her image as a Hollywood starlet reshaped as she transitioned into a role that prioritized motherhood and independence. The dramatic end of Katie's marriage to Tom Cruise wasn't the only aspect of her life that had people talking. Behind the scenes, her financial and lifestyle choices were equally captivating. From the moment she became a household name, Katie made smart, if not controversial, decisions about her wealth and public image. Unlike many stars who are often swayed by their fame, Katie took a measured approach to her career and finances, making investments that would secure her future. But what about the luxury lifestyle that came with being married to one of the wealthiest men in Hollywood? Tom Cruise, for all his controversies and public battles, continues to be a financial powerhouse. His net worth, which has consistently fluctuated over the years, is currently estimated to be around $600 million. His wealth has been built not only on his iconic acting career, spanning films like Top Gun, Mission Impossible, and Jerry Maguire, but also through savvy investments and his business ventures. Cruise's real estate empire, for instance, is staggering. From sprawling estates in Los Angeles to properties in Telluride, Colorado, and his private home in the hills of California, the real estate market has been a significant contributor to his fortune. His Malibu compound alone is worth an estimated $30 million. Add to that his luxurious private jet, a Gulfstream G4, and it's clear that Cruise has lived a life filled with opulence. But it's not just real estate and jets that define Tom Cruise's financial success. The actor has made astute business decisions over the years, including securing ownership stakes in production companies and profit-sharing deals for his blockbuster films. His ability to leverage his star power into financial gains is a testament to his strategic foresight in the industry. Cruise's lifestyle also includes a collection of high-end cars and watches, from a $5 million Bugatti Veyron to a Rolls-Royce Phantom. His garage mirrors his on-screen persona: fast, extravagant, and larger than life. His watch collection, featuring rare pieces from brands like Rolex and Audemars Piguet, showcases his taste for the finer things in life. However, even the most luxurious lifestyle comes with its costs. As of late, Cruise's financial decisions have become more conservative, likely in response to his changing public image and the toll his personal life has taken on his brand. Katie, on the other hand, has shifted from the high-profile life of a Hollywood actress to one of a more grounded entrepreneur. After her split from Cruise, she found success in the fashion world, launching her own clothing line. She also made careful, calculated investments, including properties in New York and Los Angeles, where she has built a reputation as someone who understands the value of privacy and security. Her real estate properties, though not as sprawling as Tom's, reflect her growing independence and desire for peace away from the media frenzy. Katie also maintains a relatively low-profile lifestyle, choosing to focus on her daughter and her career rather than indulging in the lavish luxuries that are often associated with stardom. One financial lesson that can be gleaned from both Katie and Tom's journeys is the importance of control, whether it's controlling your career, your money, or your personal life. Tom's immense wealth and power have allowed him to weather controversies, but even he can't escape the fallout from personal decisions, as seen in the ongoing scrutiny of his relationship with Suri. Meanwhile, Katie's financial decisions, though not as expansive, reflect a sense of self-preservation. She has made choices that prioritize stability and privacy, something that has proven invaluable as she navigates her life post-Scientology. At the heart of it all, the financial trajectories of Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes offer stark contrasts, but also reveal some powerful insights. For Tom, it's about leveraging star power into lucrative deals, maintaining a lifestyle of excess while facing the consequences of his personal beliefs and actions. For Katie, it's about making calculated, independent moves that protect her future and that of her daughter. The choices they made, both financially and personally, have shaped their lives in profound ways, reminding us of the complexity of celebrity in a world where privacy and wealth are constantly at odds.